The Spirit rover is now sending pictures back from Mars. There is talk in the Bush administration of settling humans on the moon and even sending Americans to Mars itself. Ambitious goals that take years, perhaps decades to reach. And our children are the ones who will have to take us there. Aziza Bakush, Evening Exchange science correspondent, reports that if any of these goals depend upon teaching science in the nation's classrooms, we may not get there.
Let's see. Would you like to taste it?
Today, Mary Overton students are learning all there is to know about trees.
No, it's not honey. It's sap from a tree.
For these young students, Overton's classroom is an exciting place where learning science is not an abstract concept. Instead, it's an everyday hands-on experience. Mary Overton has been teaching at John Eaton Elementary School in Washington, D.C. for the past 30 years. Established in the early 1900s, this public school attracts students from all corners of the District of Columbia. Among Overton's favorite students are pre-K children.
They're like little sponges. They soak up everything that I bring in. Everything that you present to them, they're very excited about, and they like making connections.
Overton believes that the way to make science exciting to young children is by connecting science to their everyday lives.
I don't do things in isolation. I think children learn a lot of skills in science through isolation. They are not able to connect them to their daily lives. It's like knowing that metal is a good conductor, but if you can't connect it to your life in any way, then it's a fact in isolation. I think that children in America learn what I call trivia science. They know enough to pass a test, but not enough to understand the total process. So I start in the elementary and in pre-K, helping to build a strong science foundation with vocabulary and with concepts.
While teachers like Mary Overton exist, many schools around the country are having trouble recruiting and retaining qualified science teachers, particularly at the middle and high school levels. This shortage, in fact, has led to a phenomenon known as out-of-field teaching, in which many schools are now having to resort to hire teachers without the right credentials to teach science courses. And nowhere is this problem more prevalent than among urban and rural schools. In fact, according to most recent reports issued by the National Center for Education Statistics, out-of-field teaching was most common in the physical sciences than in any other subject taught at the middle and high school levels. The report showed that 93% of middle school students and 63% of high school students who took physical science courses were taught by teachers who had neither a major nor certification to teach in this subject area. Dr. Jerry Wheeler, Executive Director of the National Science Teachers Association in Arlington, Virginia, says that much of the disparity boils down to an issue of competition.
Corporate America needs science-oriented people too, and corporate America has deeper pockets than we do. So right now we're running the risk of all our science-oriented young people, young adults, being attracted into corporate America for better dollars, better working conditions, and therefore not choosing a career in science teaching. There are some different programs that are trying to attract more teachers, but we're woefully short of any science teachers of color. We're short of science teachers with disabilities. We don't have the diversity in the teaching ranks in general, and science teaching is no different than the general teaching ranks.
From her experience of teaching over the past 30 years, Overton says that science at the elementary school level has often been undervalued.
I think that science has been put on the back burner for a long time. It's taken the back seat to math and reading. Who can tell me something about the monarch butterfly? Raise your hand. Owen?
He flies. He flies.
And she attributes much of the low enrollment of students in science at the upper levels to the way in which science is being taught to children at the lower grade levels.
They don't understand science. They have been taught abstractly. They have been taught things that are boring. Science is boring the way it's been taught. Children, and then it turns children off. They don't understand what's happening.
At the end of the school year, Mary Overton will be retiring. To many of her colleagues here at the school, as well as parents whose children have been through her classroom, she will be greatly missed.
Miss Overton is a great teacher. She was supposed to be leaving us, and I'm lucky to say that Miss Overton stayed one more year for my child.
All the kids seem to be very engaged in the class, in science, and mostly because everything that Mrs. Overton does evolves around science.
My daughter Jessie, who's currently an 8th grader at Georgetown Day School, was in Mary Overton's kindergarten class quite a few years ago now. Our experience with Mary has been terrific over the years. She really has integrated her whole curriculum using science as a basis for teaching in her class. She has lots of animals, all kinds of books, and she really does a lot to keep science alive for the kids.
You're going to get a chance to feel the leaves and feel the difference between the evergreen trees leaves and the deciduous trees leaves.
Mrs. Overton almost, with her way of teaching small kids, she almost forces parents to encourage them, because they'll come home with questions. If you don't know the answer, you need to find out the answer. So Mrs. Overton, while she's teaching little children, she's also teaching families and parents how to keep science alive.
She makes science learning so much fun and so interesting that the kids, because they're very young and they kind of soak up information like a sponge, are very, very interested in everything that she has to teach them. So there isn't one thing that Mary does with them that they don't notice in the outside world. She talks to parents a lot about how to take science out of the classroom and bring it into the outside world. She really heightens the kids' observation skills. And she does a lot every day with children around ordinary everyday activities that are related to science.
Encouraging feedback for a teacher whose passion for teaching science to young children is undeniable.
It makes me feel good, because then I feel that I've done what I've set out to do, and that was to make children excited about science, to understand how important science really is in their lives.
In Washington, I'm Dr. Aziza Bakouche reporting.